how, when, and where will medical marijuana be distributed in Maine? Those were some of the questions tackled Tuesday by a newly appointed task force.
Governor Baldacci picked that panel to advise him on how to implement the state's newer and broader medicinal marijuana law. Adrian Bennett reports.
The work here is of the task force.
The state is now in charge of licensing nonprofit groups to provide medical marijuana to qualified patients. So a 14-member task force has been formed to set the rules. Rules that are supposed to be in effect within 120 days.
This time period is unrealistic.
Task force member and Attorney General Janet Mills says her biggest concern is to avoid letting the law become a breeding ground for litigation.
I sure wouldn't want my dentist working on my teeth or my electrician working on my house while under the influence of marijuana, whether it was for a medical purpose or not. So these are important public policy concerns.
While 13 states permit medical use of marijuana, only Rhode Island and New Mexico laws are comparable to Maine's, putting the state in control of distribution centers. One of Tuesday's discussions revolved around whether Maine should start out small.
New Mexico in particular started with one dispensary. And then, just recently the Secretary approved 4 additional ones.
Maine is the first state to have passed the measure by voters, and some of them lined the walls of the State House to listen in. Jonathan Levitt heads up the Maine Marijuana Policy Initiative.
Based on the response we've gotten over the last couple of weeks, there are a lot of people in the state who plan on utilizing this medicine and using it effectively to deal with the conditions that they try to live with.
What we need to figure out is to what degree we will need resources, and then look at the fees that will support this, because one of the things that's in the law is that this will be supported by fees.
The task force is expected to make its recommendations by December 31st. Adrian Bennett, WABI TV 5 News, Augusta.